My name is Carly Souza. I am a foster adoptive mom who was born and raised in Las Vegas and started a foster care ministry strictly out of personal need. At this point, I run a foster care ministry at my home church, and we are supporting roughly 520 families in Las Vegas. One of the things that we had to do was make sure that every ministry in our church was prepared for who it was going to bring on our church campus. I feel like a huge portion of the families that we welcome in don't look or sound like typical families that you would see at a church. And so we had to be prepared for that. We had to be prepared to bring in kids who had experienced a lifetime of trauma and all of the behaviors that came along with that and the family dynamics that came with that. And it's been a huge growing and stretching for our church body. When we began this journey into embracing the foster care community in our city, one of the things that we did was start hosting the Department of Family Services on our church campus. And we hosted them just as an opportunity to give families another place in our city to be able to take their classes, but also to be able to provide childcare and a means of us starting to build a bridge of connection with those families that came on our campus. And the number of them that have come back to our church campus for support group, for resources has been incredible, because the church is not a scary place to them anymore. It's not a place where they don't feel welcomed, but it's a place where they have been loved on for a period of time, and so they're welcome to come back. I often think about Maria, who was a single mom who started taking her licensing classes on our church campus. And she attended our support group for probably about 6 or 8 months before we wrapped her family with wraparound services. And that looked like volunteers from our church taking meals to her home. And after about the 3rd or 4th week, Maria called me and she said, "Why are these people that don't know me? Why are they bringing meals to my house? Why are they offering to help with my kids?" And I just said, "Maria, people just want to love you. They just want to love your family." And one Christmas Eve, I saw her across the courtyard, and I just thought, "Maria, did you forget that you're an atheist? What are you doing here?" I didn't say that to her, but she just came in and I gave her a big hug, and she said that it was her kids that wanted to be there, that her kids had loved being in the childcare during our support group, and they were the ones that invited her to come to church. And Maria did not get saved that day, but she continued coming week after week. And on Easter, she gave her life to Jesus, and she got baptized the following week. And Maria has since adopted 3 kids in her home. She is a massive influence in our community, and she never would have come to our church had it not been for initially wanting to get licensed to become a foster parent and then needing support on her foster care journey. I think oftentimes, especially with churches that we partner with in Las Vegas, they see what our ministry is doing and they think there's no way we could serve 500 families in our community. But we didn't start by serving 500 families in our community. We started with serving 1, and then 2, and then 3. And we tried to identify ways that we could serve the greater Las Vegas community. At that point, the department had nowhere in town where they were able to offer their classes and also offer childcare. So it seemed like an easy fix for us. We didn't do anything except for open the doors, put out a coffee pot, and offer childcare. And it was a time during the day and during the week when our building was empty anyways. And it has proved to be a beautiful relationship, not only with the Department of Family Services really gaining trust in not only our church, but in the local church, and expanding that partnership, but also bringing families to us. I think one of the most challenging things of stepping into this space has been, how do you keep it a safe space for everyone? The truth is that the gospel is messy, and that there is no way to love your community, to love the people around you without getting messy. But what a gift to be able to invite in outsiders, to be able to experience the love, the mercy, the forgiveness of Jesus, and to be able to bring them into the greater family. And I feel like there was a lot of hard conversations we had to have with people in our church, with church members, with church staff, and just to say, prepare your hearts. But this is what God is not only calling us that are leading the foster care ministry to do, it's what God is calling our whole church to do. And pure religion is this: making yourself wildly uncomfortable for the sake of the gospel.